So let's casual gaming. So let's casual gaming. So let's casual gaming. So let's casual gaming.
Hello, you're listening to Thoughtless Casual Gaming with Brett and Jace. We are a Geelong-based gaming podcast where we put on some absolutely amazing and awesome tournaments, and we like to get as many people involved as possible.
You should totally be those people.
Yes, that's what this episode is all about, people. We have the big event for the year coming up.
We are giving you the big one.
We are handing it to you in any way that you want to take that big one.
You let us know which way you would most likely to like to receive that big one, and we will deliver it.
As long as you receive it, that's all that matters.
And safety first, people. Come on.
So, you have probably seen, we have posted about it a few times already. It's in the Discord. It's on Facebook. There's an event on Facebook. We are putting on Thoughtless Casual Gaming Presents Why So Serious 2. The first one was not unserious enough.
No, it was too serious. It wasn't serious, but it wasn't unserious. It feels like it was why so mildly interested in being unserious. We need to fix that.
We're basically improving on the formula that we started last year.
This is you release a thing and you iterate. You learn, you take those learnings, you develop. It's is basically the tournament organizer version of growth.
In which way? When we're talking about receiving.
Yes.
Yep.
But we aim for this to be bigger, better, longer, more
girth.
able to give you pleasure. That's really why we're here.
We have run some awesome tournaments. I think this is what, our 7th, 8th, maybe? What are we doing? Maybe our 7th.
Something
Anyway,
like that.
we've done a few. We've done a few. We have had the absolute privilege of having some awesome people come along to all of these. And, you know, the feedback that we've gotten from players has been incredible, and we love it. But none of our events quite got the level of feedback that Why So Serious 1 got. It's been praised and talked about, and it's been nearly a year and people are still talking.
And honestly, it was the most fun for us to organize. It was the most fun to run, and I feel like Blood Bowl events had a vibe on the day, right? That's just a thing that they have, but this just, for me at least, took it up to a whole other level. We definitely stepped away from that day going, we need to do this but more. We need to take a little blue pill and do it again. So that's where we're at. So we had fun. By all accounts, we think everyone else had fun, and we want to make it funner.
Yes. It's, Why So Serious 1 was incredible. I think the original title that we were throwing up in the air before we settled on Why So Serious was Shits and Giggles. And pretty much that sums up the day. There was shits and there were giggles.
And somehow the plumbing maintained both.
Yes. So, Why So Serious 2? It is happening. It is at the end of this year. We have already released the players pack. We have taken ticket sales already. We have a number of people that are that excited that they've jumped on months in advance, which is great. But we want all of you there. Anyone,
literally everyone.
Yeah.
And all those people that aren't listening, I want them too.
Yeah, that's a lot more than are actually listening. So yeah, let's get everyone there.
Let's get more than just those listening, because That's.
I think we've sold tickets to both of those people
I was
anyway.
about to say because we need even numbers, right?
Anyway, Players Pack is up. It's on the event on Facebook. The purpose of this episode is to go through said Players Pack.
So you don't even have to read it. You can just
No.
listen to our Delta. No, actually read it because there's stuff that we won't cover for sure. But for a expanded director's cut version, this is like the extended edition with director's commentary. It's all of those things.
It's
but
the
for Players
Snyder's
Pack.
cut. You know, it takes twice as long as you would to get there, but
Doesn't actually add any value.
no, but it does. It does. I've talked about that before.
I know.
All right, let's get cracking into some details. So, Why So Serious 2? Basic details. What is it? It's 4 games of Blood Bowl 7s.
Unos, dos, tres, cuatro. Blood Bowl 7s. You know that idea? It's the Blood Bowl with the 7 players on the pitch. Not the one
Yes.
with the 11 players. Not the
It's
one in the dungeon. Not the one in the gutters.
It's the smaller one. When is it? It is Saturday, the 2nd of December, 2023, at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's when it starts anyway. It's going to be pretty much the whole day.
It will be.
It is at the Esplanade Leisure and Recreation Centre. This is a change, people.
That is a change. And there will be some people who are familiar with that venue. There have been a number of Geelong events that have been hosted there. But it is large.
We have room to sell many, many more tickets. Not only that, but the lovely people there do serve food and drinks and stuff. You don't have to leave. No more of this running out at lunchtime to get lunch and maybe getting back on time.
So yes, there is extra room. Yes, there are drinks. Yes, there are foods. Yes, there is beer.
Yes.
That is an important distinction.
This is a choice that we've made. I mean, the primary idea was Why So Serious 1 sold out so quickly.
Yes.
And our last couple have sold out pretty quickly for all that we can do at the Nerd Ferry Throw the Dice. Hopefully we're going to have Rich there in some capacity as well, but this is an option to allow us to have more people join in the shits and giggles.
Yeah, so we had some pretty panicked conversations with the last couple of events going, oh, are we going to have, like, how can we possibly fit as many people comfortably into Throw the Dice? Because there are a lot of interested people, and it took a little bit of working out exactly who we could fit in and how we could rearrange the place, and we don't want to turn someone away from Why So Serious 2. So if we have more people, and we are hoping for more people than could possibly fit into Throw the Dice, that is no longer a concern.
Correct. Cost for Why So Serious 2, very important, $25. We have not increased the price.
That is a bargain basement cost. Look, and I will say, after seeing a number of other Blood Bowl events, and this is not shitting on anybody else, but how good is a 10 a.m. start?
Yes. That's what you get when you play 7s.
So good. That's a leisurely morning. Grab some coffee on the way. It's mid-afternoon. Feels like it's the best.
Excellent. So, how prepared are you for this podcast, Jace? Would you like to read this first?
I can read it. Do you want me to read it?
Yes, read it.
I can read it. All right. It says read this first, which is awkward given that it's page 2 of the Players Pack.
You didn't think this through, did you?
Well, I did, but just people can't follow instructions. I mean, they can't follow them because they didn't know they were there because they're on page 2 and it says read this first. But, that's not my problem. Anywho, Blood Bowl 7s is a format that embraces the chaos and throws caution to Nuffle's very excessive wind. So for Why So Serious 2, we really want to embrace that chaos, and rather than create another small format event that just tries to be a competitive, balanced Blood Bowl day, we decided we don't want a fast version of Blood Bowl 11's tournament. We have tried to keep the day very focused on what makes Sevens the great and unique game that it is. So each round, and this is the important bit, listening ears on, people, each round will have its own special rules in play. We're not going to tell you what they are until the day. So they will add greater levels of random chaos into the mix. They'll be lighthearted, they'll be fun, they will most likely affect the overall results of said games. Hopefully they'll result in things like dead gutter runners and skinks, because fuck those guys. And there will be prizes for each round.
This is a difference on this one.
So likely, he says, as we are still ironing out the finer details, based around the funky rules that we decide to throw at you, there will be a prize for that round for the person who does the most funkiest thing that we say on the day.
This is a difference to last year. Last year we had different prizes, things for, most passes thrown. And
Over the day.
That was cumulative over the day. That, as an example, maybe, I'm not saying it is, mainly because we haven't worked them out yet.
We don't know. We can't even spoil it.
If the most passes is the prerequisite that round, whoever gets the most passes,
that round will
get that prize.
It's that simple, right? But what that means is you no longer have to go, right, I'm going to build my team for the passing thing and build for the passing. You can just build the team that you want to run. And there might be some fun stuff. Now, we will tease some of these. We won't give them away, but there will be maybe some hints and tips and little secrets leaked along the way to give you an idea. But it's just embrace the chaos, people. Like, just get amongst it. So that's kind of the idea. So we're not going to tell you what they are. They will fully screw everybody harder than Nuffle already does during a game of Blood Bowl, is the moral of the story.
I mean, and that's no different. We didn't tell anyone last year what the rounds were. And we just introduced craziness and all sorts of stuff going on each and every round. And that was what made it hilarious.
That was the fun bit. And I think that the best bit about running this a second time round is there were some learnings around what kind of crazy worked and what kind of crazy was a little bit hard to manage. And I feel like we can bring extra crazy.
We can introduce so much more crazy that is so much more hard to manage.
But also easy to remember. Easy to remember, hard to manage. You're welcome.
Done. So, said payment of $25. There are bank details in the player's guide. Use those, people. Put the money through. Get yourself a ticket ASAP, because the more tickets we sell, the more crazy shit we can do for the day. And there are a number of things already in the pipeline for this.
Yeah, and that's actually a really big call out, because fundamentally the ticket sales go back to putting stuff for the players. So the more tickets we know we've sold, the more stuff we can organize for the players.
That's it.
See how this works?
None of that money goes to us. So
I wish it went to us.
Oh, wow. New rule. So Why So Serious 2, new cost is $100. No, all that money will go into prizes and random stuff and free stuff that people will get for the day. But yeah, the more tickets we sell in advance, well in advance, means the more stuff that we can do.
It's better.
Yeah.
We can do a for-profit tournament series. We'll call it Trump Bowl. It'll be great. Again.
We have estimated numbers and we have started planning stuff accordingly, but I would like to get over those numbers and then have to do more stuff. That would be
make us
ideal
work.
for me. Yeah.
Make us work for things. That's the best part. So, also, once you've paid the money, your spot is secure. It is safe.
Yes.
You are in. You have committed. You can put it on the calendar and explain to the family that date's booked. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Our wedding anniversary is going to have to wait this year.
There are more important things than anniversaries.
They come around every year. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Like birthdays.
I mean, technically, Why So Serious is starting to come along every year too, but we'll ignore
It
that.
is the first anniversary.
Well,
but
that's it. It's the most important one so far. So, what do you need to bring? You need to bring your team with positions and skills clearly marked.
it's
This
simple.
is not only for your benefit, but for your opponent's benefit.
See how this works? But also, like, it's a sevens event. There's not going to be heaps of skills. It ain't going to be super hard. So,
Yeah.
we're not asking a lot.
Bring your team roster.
Bring your team roster. Bring it.
Have it in a format that you can easily show your opponent, hey, this is my team. This is what I got.
These are the skills they have. These are the names of the players. This is Joe. He once slain a minotaur by curling into a ball as it tripped over him. That's all of those things, but mainly that he's a human lineman, and these are his stats. And we gave him
Fumble Risky.
That's the best. Do that.
Yep. Dice. 3 block dice. 2d6, 1d8.
At D16, you really don't need to bring, but you can if you want.
Yeah. Scatter, pass, throw in templates just in case. And if you have a pretty sevens pitch and you want to bring it, by all means.
Absolutely bring that along. I want super pretty things. I like pretty things. Bring the pretty ones. And look, if it gets to a stage where we start going, there's suddenly 1 billion people showing up to this thing and we might need some more pictures, there may be a call out. But right up until now, we gotcha. Unless it's super pretty, bring the pretty ones. On to format. So it's a resurrection format. Look, realistically, all that means is you'll submit a roster. And for every single game, all 4 of them that day, that will be the roster that you start with. No one's dying. No one's getting extra skills. No one's doing other stuff. Like, it's just, that's it. Pretty simples.
This is what we've done for pretty much all our tournaments. I think all our tournaments so far.
That's every single tournament.
Yeah, so if you've come to one of our tournaments already, you know the drill. Schedule. So registration is at 10 o'clock. Get there by 10. Make sure you register. Make sure you come up, say hello, give your name, wander around, chat to people, all that sort of stuff. 10:15 to 11:30, game 1. 11:45 to 1 o'clock, game 2. 1 to 1:45 is lunch. Plenty of time considering that there's food there.
Yep.
1:45 to 3, game 3. 3:15 to 4:30, game 4, and then 4:45 presentations.
5 o'clock, we're packing up and you are on the road. You are home in time for dinner and your significant other is appreciative. You're welcome.
Done. There's still time for that anniversary dinner.
See, everybody wins.
Done.
Speaking of winning, we will not have prizes for first, second, and third. Not going to happen. Look, we will tell you who got first, second, and third, the standard blood bowly things, but no one gives a shit. Right? That's not why we're here. We are not here to get first, second, and third. Instead, we're going to give you prizes for other fun stuff, as well as, we said there's going to be prizes every round for an unknown thing that happens that you will have the option to contribute or to compete for. But here are some prizes that we're going to offer. One is the awesomest, most awesome player of awesomeness.
It's the best title ever.
Simply get the most points. Now, this will become more apparent. There will be the standard points about winning games and scoring touchdowns and denying your opponent things and getting casualties. There are going to be points for all those things, and you want to get as many of those as you can. But there might be some others.
I mean, those points would normally get you first anyway.
Yeah, but that's no fun. But also, you might get votes for being a great sports player that might contribute to this. You may get votes for other things that might contribute to this. There's going to be things that contribute to this that are not the standard game things, because we want the people who do things good in the game to get rewarded, but also we want more than that. We're asking a little bit more of you this time. Anywho, the other thing you can get an award for when it comes to placing is nothing special. Just come smack bang in the middle of the pack, which I really hope we have an odd sort of number of. I mean, we'll work that out, right?
Yeah.
There'll be a tie
We've done it
or
before.
something.
Yeah.
It's not hard. The Knee Pads Award. Be the most awesome person there as voted by your opponents. We will have an opportunity for you to vote for your opponents.
Voting. That sounds like a points thing.
It does sound like points.
Anyway,
Maybe
carry
you
on.
would like some points. The coolest team, again, as voted by your peers. So during lunch, we're going to ask everybody to set up their teams, and we're going to have a walk around, and we're going to ogle them, and we're going to talk about how wonderful they are, and we're going to ask people to vote for what they think is the coolest. What they think is the coolest is completely determined by them. I think this is cool because it has a fun name. I like the color green. Yeah, I don't care. These are cool models. Hey, that roster's cool. I wouldn't have thought of combining those skills. That's really cool. There are so many things that could be cool that you could vote for.
And that you could potentially get points for.
Points. Speaking of points, here's a prize that everybody needs. Points haul. So the person who gets the most points for the extra stupid shit we decide on. So this is not points for games. This is not points for scoring touchdowns. This is points for other things.
Yeah. The previously acknowledged knee pads and coolest team points, not included here.
No.
This is points for stuff that we come up with on the day, before the day.
Between now and the day.
There will be a running total, and by God, that's going to make my life fun with the paperwork. But, for example, we've posted it already on the Discord and Facebook. Get your roster in on time. 1 point.
That's a point. You would get a point for that.
Yeah.
And that is a point that we have decided that you get a point for.
And it is a point that you could possibly be a whore for.
I mean, once. I don't know how you can get it in on time. More than once?
Yes. I mean, technically, I think all of these options are going to be once-offs, but some of them might have a little range of points that you
We'll
could
see.
get between.
So that is the first one that we've announced.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I feel like we should talk more about this and potentially give more options. I mean, there will be a lot of options to get points for the day, but what about some turkey points?
Because I feel like the people who are listening to this breakdown deserve a point.
I think
And-
they deserve 2 points.
2 whole points. That is whorish in its nature.
I know, right? It's in the name. So, to get 2 extra points towards your points total. I don't know. Tally. That was the other word I was saying at the same time as total. Thank you, sir. To get 2 more points towards your tally total, simply message one of us. No, fuck it. Message Thoughtless Casual Gaming on Facebook or message me on Discord, because I will be no doubt collating all of these. You can message Jason, he can then pass it on, but if you don't need the middleman.
Yeah, it's less of a guarantee. That's the moral of the story.
Send us a message just saying one word. Turkey. That is all.
Simple.
Moving on.
So, moving right along. So last year we did a fun little golden dice situation, and that was kind of fun. I enjoyed the golden dice.
Oh, I love the golden dice.
It
was great. It was so good. So the golden dice, for everyone that came, you had one chance throughout the whole day that you could call for your golden dice. And it was D6, and you could use it to reroll any D6 that you wanted. And it was hilarious watching people call for the golden dice and having it go off gloriously. And it was even more hilarious watching people call for the golden dice and having it fail.
A whole other one coming up. It's the best. So in keeping with that idea, but making it more fun, The black dice is what we are introducing for WASO Series 2. So
Yes.
every player, very similar concept, they have one black dice reroll for the day. So that once over the 4 games, you can call for the black dice. You've got to call for it. We need to bring you the dice. You get to keep the dice.
That
So
is
there will be
yours. As
special
soon
black
as you call
dice.
for it, it is yours.
You can use that black reroll to force your opponent to reroll any single d6. You can't use it for block dice. It doesn't have the block dice symbols on it, but you can make your opponent re-roll any single d6 during the game.
They're going for it to get that last touchdown for the win in the final
made it.
round. Wouldn't it be a shame if you called for that black dice and they rolled a 1? I mean, no, that would be hilarious.
That would be great. Yeah. They passed their 4+ unsupported really stupid roll to blitz your ball carrier on the second last turn. I reckon we could do something about that.
I reckon we could.
Let's call for the black dice.
They broke
Anyway.
the armor on your treeman and ended up killing him. I don't know why you'd take a treeman, but anyway. Force him to reroll one of those armor dice.
Could be playing halflings, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The only reason to take a treeman. You get 1. When you use it, that dice is yours. You can keep it. Or when you make your opponent use it, that dice is yours. You get to keep it. You can use it for the rest of the day if you like it. You can cherish it. You can put it on a throne. We're not fussed.
You can stuff it down your undies for all I care, but it's yours.
Done. So,
alrighty. Teams.
Team. Done. Teams must be chosen using the current Games Workshop rosters, including Teams of Legend.
Yeah, you can still play High Elves. You can still play Tomb Kings. You can still do Chaos Dwarves.
Vampires?
Yeah, I suppose.
Teams must use the Blood Bowl 7's team building rules. Starting
Yeah,
treasury. Oh, go on.
I was just about, we haven't listed them, but we know the Blood Bowl 7's team building rules. So this is the 7 to 11 players, maximum of 4 positionals. We made some adjustments at this point in time.
Yeah, we like playing around by ourselves. Starting treasury will be varied depending on the team that you take. So there is a table. We will go through that. Submit your team to thoughtlesscasualgaming@gmail.com by the 25th of November. That
If only
gets you
there was
that
a point. Yes. Alrighty. See, 26th November. No good.
No.
I will clarify that. Australian Eastern Time. Are we in daylight savings by November? Yeah, it'll be daylight savings time, won't it?
If it reaches the 26th before our email says that we got it, no points.
Yeah, that one.
Done. Skills. So players can buy primary skills at the cost of 20k each. Again, this is no different to last year.
No, simple. One player on your team can buy a secondary skill for a cost of 50k. So again, not a whole lot different. You can have one secondary skill, you can have a bunch of primary skills. Only one skill can be purchased per player. You cannot take the same skill twice. So you cannot, to clarify, you cannot purchase the same skill twice. So if you have a player that starts with block just by default on their profile, you can buy block once. You cannot buy block twice. Maybe stop buying block and get something more interesting.
Like Fumble
No dodge
Risky.
is not more interesting. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Swords.
Safe pass.
Yeah. All the fun stuff.
Ironheart skin.
Ooh, yes, do that.
So no, you cannot purchase duplicate skills. You can take a skill that a player already has on their profile. And we are also not allowing leader or pro as skills. They are dull. We don't like them. Go away leader, go away pro.
Yeah, they're not sevens friendly.
I mean, they are sevens friendly, and they honestly make the game more reliable, and that's what we don't want.
They're not why so serious friendly.
They're serious skills. Stop taking serious skills, people. Be better.
Yes. Make something fun. We're giving you all the options. We have not limited who you take your secondary skill on or anything like that. Make it fun. Make it a fun roster.
Correct. Speaking of fun, you know what else is fun? Inducements.
Oh, yes. So all inducements should be included in your roster. Any remaining gold from your starting TV that you have not spent will be lost and will not affect your team value. And you will have those same inducements every game.
Correct.
So take a keg in your 600 plus K gold that you've got to spend. Sorry, it's all copper, isn't it?
It is.
Then you get that keg every game. You don't have to buy it each game. You get
Simple.
It's in your roster. Like we said at the start, it's Resurrection Tournament. Your roster is the same for every single round.
Again, the call out I'll make here is one of the inducements you could take is a desperate measure. You will roll that desperate measure to see what you get at the start of every game. You don't get to roll it once for the whole day. You will have a desperate measure as an inducement every game, but what that desperate measure is will be determined at the start of every game.
It's random and chaotic. I like it.
Look, the inducements are really pretty bog standard. They are the standard sevens inducements, except
Yeah, we might have added one.
we did. You can take 0 to 1 giant at 350k, which is a son of a bitch to try and cram into a roster. But you can take a giant, the rules of which are available in Death Zone, season 2 Death Zone or whatever it is.
Something like that.
But the giant is fun.
Yes, and we want to see some giants on the pitch, and we want to see some awesome-looking models for them.
Yes. Giant. Should be giant. They take up like 6 squares or something. Like 4, 6 squares, several. They're fucking huge. I want to see some cool shit.
Done. So, starting treasury. This is all dependent on your tier. So, tier 1s start with 640k to spend. Tier 1s include Dark Elves, High Elves, Wood Elves, Lizardman Elves, Skaven Elves, Dwarf Elves, Chaos Dwarf Elves, Amazon Elves, Norse Elves, Underworld Elves, and Shambling Undead Elves.
Yeah.
Maybe less elves.
Look, there are lots of elves, but look, the important part is 640, so that is your full 600 points and 2 primary skills, if that's how you want to do it. If you want to mix that up and do something different, knock your good self out. Tier 2 get 670,000 copper to start.
Extra 30k.
Yeah, look, so you get extra. You see what's going on here, mate? Maybe you want a primary and a secondary. Maybe you want to have more primaries. Maybe you want to build another, positional. I don't know. See, you work that shit out and tell us. But you teams that start at tier 2, Black Orcs, Chaos Chosen, Chaos Renegade, Chaos Elven Union, Chaos Human, Chaos Imperial Nobility, Chaos Khorne, Chaos Necromantic Horror, Chaos Nurgle, Chaos Old World Alliance, Chaos Orcs, Chaos Tomb Kings, Chaos Vampires, and Chaos Slan.
Yep. Done and done. And then the good old tier 3, they get 700,000.
And all the money in the world right there.
I got nothing to go here. So it's goblins, halflings, ogres, snotlings. Nice and easy.
Like no one's surprised by that.
No. Moving along.
Just work that shit out and send us an email, guys.
Yes.
By the 25th of November. That's important.
Extra points. Other stuff. Painting. Your models don't have to be painted. It is encouraged, however. Points for painted teams may happen, and a lot of people decide how cool a team looks based on their painting. Just saying.
All of those things are true. I will say that while we're talking about painting, I am painting a new team for this. I've just got this organized, right? So I have a brand new Agni, who's the sculptor, Conquistador Old World Alliance Sevens team. It consists of an ogre, a human blitzer, a human catcher, a dwarf troll slayer, a few linemen. It's a pretty reasonable starting roster, if you ask for me.
So is this,
Um,
since you're painting this up for Why So Serious 2, is this the team that you're taking if you're needed as a ring-in?
No, this will be a virgin team, unplayed by anybody. However, it will be available to literally anybody who comes along for the day. So I'm gonna paint her up between now and the day. It is going to be a door prize, so everybody there has the opportunity to win it. However, if you paint up a brand spanking new team, and Why So Serious 2 is its debut on the pitch, we'll give you another entry into that door prize because that's super cool. I'd also really love to see people's painting progress as it goes. So feel free to post in the event. Feel free to share that around, and I'll do the same as they sort of start coming together. I'll throw some posts up and show what they're looking like so you can decide if it's worth it. But I will get those done between now and then, and one of the players on the day will walk away with that team just for showing up.
Awesome. Thank you for doing that, Jace. That's awesome because we've done one of those before. We gave away Necro. It was last Why So Serious, wasn't it?
It was last Why So Serious.
And those Necro have been played, we know.
I think they're currently playing in the league.
I believe so.
Yeah, because I have the other werewolf and the flesh golem here that now I have to do to match.
So if we want people to paint up a new team, or not that we want to, but we're offering you an extra draw into that, extra entry into that draw, do you want them to post up unpainted painted?
I mean, we are not serious about this. It would be lovely. I would love to see that. I'm going to ask you on the day whether this is the first time you've taken this painted team out. And if you say yes, you're going to get a ticket into that, an extra ticket into that draw, because you're all wonderful people.
Good enough. All right, pairing. Round 1 is going to be random. Totally random. Absolutely random, with no exceptions or any grudge matches. So other rounds will be paired according to results, but round 1, yeah, it'll be random or a grudge match.
So grudge matches, for anyone who doesn't know what the hell we're talking about, if there is someone you specifically want to play, it's either somebody you haven't played and you really, really want to, somebody who you've played one too many times and you need to even the playing field, you need to even that score, somebody you just haven't seen for ages and you want to catch up and talk shit and roll some dice. Like, if there is someone you want to play round 1, tell us. Tell them. Feel free to heckle the shit out of them online for whatever reason, right? Start that smack talk. That's half the fun of a tournament. And feel free to have bets on it. I don't give a shit. Like, it'll be fun, right? As a side note, I did go to a Warhammer tournament back in the day where a grudge match did have a side bet where the winner got to choose the loser's attire for the rest of the day. And there was someone walking around in like a dinosaur costume or a chicken costume for the whole. It was the best. I'm just saying that is something that you could do. We are not having anything to do with that, but you could make that happen. But basically just tell us that you want to play them. Make sure that they actually want to play you too. That'd be nice, because there's nothing worse if they really dislike you and want nothing to do with you and you just force them. Don't do that. Play people you like. Play people that like to play you. Tell us. You can tee that up. We'll make that happen, but everyone else is going to be drawn completely and utterly randomly.
Yep. Scoring. Now, we've already told you that, first, second, third doesn't matter. However, if there are any tiebreakers that we need to do, last year we did them by touchdowns. So you can't just play for shits and giggles.
I mean, you can. One on your mother. Do what you want.
But for the sake of it, scoring, a win will get you 20 points. A draw will get you 10, a loss will get you nothing. Every touchdown that you get will be 1 point, maximum of 3 per game. Every casualty you inflict, or that something else inflicts to your opponent,
Correct.
will be 1 point, maximum 3 per game.
Every time your opponent suffers a casualty, that's how this works. I don't care if you did it. The crowd could do it. They still got it. They still got casualtied. You get a point.
If the ref throws a rock and kills your opponent's Minotaur turn 1, you get a point.
If lightning strikes a player and they are casualtied,
You get a point.
see how this works.
Yes. Perfect defense, meaning that your opponent did not score all game. You get a point. And if you get your score sheet in on time, that is an extra point as well. Now, remember way back when we were talking about awards and we talked about the awesomest player of awesomeness with awesome, I forget how many awesomes were in the title.
It was pretty awesome regardless.
Yes, most number of points. These are points.
They are points, and they are points for playing Blood Bowl. And, Blood Bowl is that game that you like to play. That's why you're coming along to a date of Blood Bowl. You're
Blood
welcome.
Bowl. Points.
These are the bloodiest of bowl points, or the bowliest of blood points. One of those two.
Done. Coolest team. So during lunch, we will ask every player to set up their team on display. Now, please give some sort of indication of who you are. It will be a little bit harder with the number of people that we're expecting for us to run around and work out who Orange Corn number 2 is.
Thank you. Yeah, when we get, blue Norse, that's not helpful when we have to go and work out who the hell has the blue Norse team, because it turns out 90% of Norse teams are blue. So the moral of the story here is label your team, guys. Let them know who it is. Fuck, there might be a point in for it. Who knows?
Leave your roster out. Put your team's name on your roster.
Simples.
Done.
It's not hard. But look, people, and the other thing is, just put your team out, even if it's not. Even if you're sitting there going, "Oh, mine's not the coolest team," because I don't think it's the coolest team. Well, you're not the person voting for your team, so just put it out. Because I like looking at things,
and if
I want to see.
You get one person voting for your team as coolest team.
That's a point.
That's a point. So the players will vote for the coolest team, and as always, what makes the team the coolest is 100% up to you. It doesn't have to be painting. It could be funny player names. It could be anything. We have a number of things that we are thinking about announcing for said points that could totally swing your team into the coolest team. Just saying.
I love the fact that you put a 3-foot model on a 40mm base. That's cool.
All your team is top heavy and keep falling down. Love it. That's thematic. They're all drunk.
You're playing Norse. It
Yes.
makes sense. As I said, best opponent, same thing.
Not really.
I mean, sort of. People will vote. You'll get points, or you won't if you're a dick. Don't be a dick. Get points.
At the end of the day, everyone will vote for their favorite opponent of the day. This is somebody that you've played on the day and that you think was an awesome, fun game, or a cool guy.
Which is the person you would most likely touch inappropriately, based on your in-game experience?
Something like that.
If you had to spend 7 minutes in a closet with one of your opponents, which opponent would it be?
And why? No why.
That's
Don't
important.
need to do why.
No. Can we do why?
I don't know. There might be points in it. Any questions, email them through thoughtlesscasualgaming@gmail.com. Send us message us through Facebook, or just post an event, or hit us up on Discord. Discord talk has already started.
It is glorious. And I will say, if you have a question about things, chances are other people have a question about things, because we tend to not explain ourselves equally good to everybody. So throw it in the Discord, throw it in the Facebook, event, and everybody will then be wiser for your, insight.
Your question for something that we hadn't thought about and really should need to clarify.
What about when this happens? Oh, shit. All right, and we will make something up, and it'll be great.
But then everybody will know. That is it, people. That is it. So if you've listened to the episode, come to Why So Serious 2.
If you haven't, also
I'd
come.
clarify.
Just
Yes,
FYI.
everyone else should come as well. Please grab your tickets ASAP, because, like we said, we're not going to sell out this one, but the more people we have, the more quicker we have those more people, the more stuff that we can do.
More.
Quite. Anything else we need to talk about?
I think that's the important. Look, I cannot stress how excited I am and how much fun we're having. You're coming up with fun stuff to do. I fully expect that the round rules will be properly wacky, maybe even play tested this time round. I also expect that some of them may mean more things for players if they come. So all I'm saying is we are pumped. If you came along last time and you liked it, I feel like you will also like this one. If you have heard about the last one and you like the idea, you want to get in on this.
This is, and it says it in the name, this is not a serious tournament. This is a tournament of fun and games and a cool way to finish off the year.
There are so many Blood Bowl tournaments. Like, it's amazing how many Blood Bowl tournaments there are at the moment, and many of them are very serious. And not serious like everyone has a shit time because they're being too serious, but the people are playing to win, and you can still do that. And I fully encourage people to come along and just play some Blood Bowl, because it's a fun-ass game. And we're just going to throw some more stupid shit in the middle of that, and it will still be the fun game of Blood Bowl that you are used to. It is still a day of Blood Bowl that you get to play. So it's kind of, hopefully, one of those that kind of works for everybody, as long as you do not show up going, right, here is my best ever team, and I'm going to win all my games and definitely win first and walk away with a massive trophy, because that ain't going to happen. But
and if you've never played sevens before,
let's fix it.
This is a wacky introduction. Do it, people.
Absolutely. If you have not played sevens before, or you have not played Blood Bowl before, and we can fix that, we will fix that. You just let me know. Secondly, if you want a tournament where nobody's going to be taking it seriously and everyone's pretty happy to talk to you about why you shouldn't do the stupid ass thing you've just decided to do, this is probably a good one for that too. It's going to be there for funsies. No one's going to be taking it too serious. It will be a very relaxed introduction to the world of tournament Blood Bowl.
Yeah. Well, I think we've done a good job with all of our tournaments being new player friendly, but this in particular, because nobody should be playing for first, because technically there's no prize for first.
That doesn't matter.
You could do well and get that awesomeness thing, but there's going to be a lot of other points that determine that.
You're going to have to do a lot of other things well too.
Yeah.
Just all I'm saying is start those jaw exercises now.
On that note, jump into Discord, chat to us, because we are already chatting about this stuff. Buy your ticket. We have sold 8 already. 8. We sold 8 without announcing the players pack, I think. So people are excited. Get involved. Help us out, because we want to throw so much stuff your way and have so much fun. Also, thank you very much to our Patreons who allow us to do our giveaways and things like that, especially highest level thoughtless Patreons, Alice, Clinton, Kingsley. Thank you very much. You guys are amazing and deserve a shout out every single episode.
Apart from that, like and subscribe, ring the bell button so you get notified for anything. No, dude, like just fucking listen to shit if you like it. That's why we're here. All the places you can normally listen to things. Probably worth following along on the Facebook if you are on the face of books, because that's where most of the giveaway type things happen. FYI, that is where the event for Why So Serious is. You should totally come. So get involved, have a chat in that discussion, hype it up.
Hope to
Do
see
my
you
work
there.
so I don't have to. That's
Exactly.
it. Come along.
All right. Till then, later, turkeys.
Bon voyage.
Thoughtless, casual gaming. Thoughtless, casual gaming. Thoughtless, casual gaming. Thoughtless,